Hello and welcome to Inside Scoop. I'm Sumi Das, and joining me is Casey Newton, senior writer for CNET. Casey, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So I got a great gift, an early gift for the holidays in my inbox yesterday, an announcement from Google saying that their app for iOS was now available in the App Store. Was this expected?
Well, there were rumors that Google was working on a version of Google Maps for iPhone. People said it was going to come before the end of the year. We didn't know exactly when. And then late yesterday afternoon, we started to hear it's coming tonight, it's coming tonight. And sure enough, around 9 p.m. Pacific time, the app was in the App Store, and it was safe to leave the house once again.
You wouldn't get lost.
Exactly.
You could rely on your Maps app. Now, there was talk of perhaps Apple throwing up some hurdles and maybe not allowing it in the App Store. Was that just all rumor?
It was. You know, some people are convinced that Apple and Google are such fierce competitors that they would never do anything that would provide any conceivable advantage to the other. But, you know, the fact of the matter is Apple does have guidelines for getting in the App Store, which are relatively straightforward.
Right.
And as long as Google followed those guidelines, there was no reason to expect that they would ever be kept out of the App Store. And in fact, it looks like they were able to get into the App Store without too much trouble, and already within a few hours, Apple is recommending it as an alternative to their much mocked apps or Maps offering.
Which makes sense because when Tim Cook issued that apology, that famous apology for the Apple Maps app, he also recommended some alternatives.
That's right, and one of the alternatives that he recommended was the mobile web version of Google Maps, which was one more reason why I thought absolutely Apple is going to let a Google Maps app into the store.
Yeah, we talked about this before we started rolling, but you know, we've got this two-party system in the U.S., and we don't need to have just a one-party tech giant.
It definitely
we
benefits.
We need both of them,
yeah,
right?
It benefits all of us when there are many companies working on the same thing. We see more innovations, more features. It really makes things better for all of us.
Yeah, the more companies that are giving us options, the better.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the app itself. I mistakenly was assuming that it would look like the app that I used to know.
That's right.
And it doesn't.
No, and I think that a lot of people will be surprised when they download the new Google Maps. The Maps app that we'd all been using in previous versions of iOS was actually designed by Apple, which some people don't know. The data was all coming from Google Apps, but it was Apple itself that had designed the way that it looked. This gave Google an opportunity, a chance to design from the ground up what a Maps app should look like. And so the user interface is very spare. You open it up, you basically see a map and a search bar, and you just kind of go from there. But in early tests, I found it pretty intuitive.
It's nice and clean, though. I do like that. And the voice navigation feature is something that we didn't have in the previous Google Maps version. That, right, to Apple's credit, was a feature that I did like in their version of the Maps app.
Yeah, they did a really nice version of that, or nice job with that when they built their own Maps app. The good news for people who want to use Google Maps again is that Google is now giving away the same free turn-by-turn voice navigation inside the iOS version of their app that they've been doing in Android for a couple of years now.
Okay, one minor difference, which you mentioned to me, which is
that you will not see Google Maps on the lock screen. So if you've gotten used to driving around town and just being able to hit that home button when you're using Apple Maps to see roughly where you are, with the Google Maps app for iOS, you will actually have to open up the phone while you're in traffic, and you know, minor difference, but could cause some headaches.
Yeah, a little bit of an inconvenience. All right, Casey, happy mapping to you.
Likewise.
Thanks for being with us. For Inside Scoop, I'm Sumi Das. Thanks for watching.